What's going on, guys? It's Calls. We got a good one here with Dominion, and I would like to go through some of the bases here real quickly, give you some attack strategies. I also want to talk about something real quick here. We're going to be going up against some clans that have really legitimate bases, and it might not always be a fair fight. For instance, we've got a CC11 up against a CC10, so you're just going to have to get used to that. Uh, we got a 9 and 2 eights. And what we've done in the past with some of the lower levels that ostensibly have no chance of 3-starring some of these CC11s and CC12s is we utilize a probe attack, recon attack. They build some sappers, and then they basically map out the traps so that we know where to place the sappers to get maximum benefit for those that have attacks pending, our strong guys, our strong attackers. So please be wary of that. We might ask you to step up to the plate and do that. I know it kind of sucks because it's like you want to get in there and do what you can. This is the best way in which you could do that because intel's super important, especially against a clan like Dominion, who we've played probably like the last 7 times and drawn every single one of them. Let's just get into the weeds here and let's talk about Chu. I was thinking about something kind of really wonky with Chu. For starters, I was thinking about dropping the repair depot, and I noticed that his special bunker up here, you can aggro it with a bomb because by the time this cannon gets to it, it's too close. This tile is the one you'd be going for. And even the death ray falls a little bit short. The propagation delay between death ray and the bomb crossing into that will breach 0 barrier. It'll aggro special bunker. The bomb will blow up immediately. And then I was thinking about maybe trying to kite the units that spawn up here into AoE range down here. And if you're really skilled and can pull this off, you can actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get this guy too. So the way it would work is you spawn the bunker up here. When it gets to about like right here, I would drop a bomb right here, which I get the second one. And the idea is to spawn the units so that the first set of mosquitoes that are from this special bunker are like right around here. The second one spawns, and then you drop an airstrike right here. So you kill 2 special bunkers, you take out the repair depot, and then you go after this spider up here. It's got 4,200. I anticipate it's going to be another 350 on top of that for 4,550. So you have to be even more precise with your airstrike because you're probably going to have to drop it right on top of this generator. So it's if you could pull this off, I would tip my hat because I'm not even sure I could. I just know that everything counts against this base. He's got really good walls. His defensive monuments, I don't know what they are. He already swapped them out, but just assume they're good. I would predict 2 max spiders, 1 building wall plus 10%, 1 building 10%, and then this one might be walls 25%. Consider them all maxed out. Okay, so after you drop the spider, if you're able to, make sure you don't miss on any of your airstrikes and consider using corrosion or any other special abilities if you do. Your target you're going after is going to be this guy, and it's well enough away from spawning the clan HQ, which has right now just an invader, so I anticipate that will be filled with a vortex shortly after. So you'll breach in from the northwest, you'll drop some bombs. Not a whole heck of a lot to contend with here. You got some cannons and some watchtowers and stuff like that. He's got his ion right here, so you really want to try and breach from the northwest, take out the other spider, and then go for the ion station down here. This ion station is remarkably close to the edge. I wouldn't be opposed if you wanted to try and go after the bottom ion station because it's only separating the edge by about 7 or 8 tiles. So just some ideas to consider. It will be a difficult base. It'll be challenging. And again, if you're able to pull off the kiting strategy with the special bunkers, good on you. Otherwise, if you feel more comfortable using those airstrikes on areas that have lots of heroes, that's also a very good strategy as well. Let's check out the next base. Next one is Paul. He's got an interesting setup. I'm not quite familiar with this. He does not have defensive monuments, so I don't think this will be too much of a challenge, but again, his walls are maxed out. He's got fortified structures in the middle. So don't underestimate, but I'm probably not going to spend too much on this guy just yet, just because I think we could 3-star him just on the merit of not having defensive monuments out. But I'll eat crow if I'm wrong, but we got some really good attackers, so we'll see how it goes. Next one is Primin Pun. We're familiar with this guy. He usually has, in the past, he was a base that I always felt like always had 3 ions. I don't know why. I think in at least 2 cases he had 3 ions, but he only has 2 now. So it's heavily congested. This guy's way out here. He actually has the same base setup because this is the bunker that is always out here in left field. I remember that. It was in one of my previous videos. I would drop airstrikes right around here. I believe you might be able to get the spider gun and the clan HQ and the repair depot. This triangle, I believe, is doable. You probably want to drop it right about, let's say, there. You'll definitely get the repair depot. If you had to pick and choose, I would rather you drop the spider than the clan HQ. It's not augmented by any sort of health monument. It will have likely 30% greater than 3500, so it will be probably pushing 4500 after the um, the blueprints and the defensive monuments. I don't know what his monuments are, but I know that they're good. So obviously you're going to be going after this spider, and I think we've 3-starred him before. So we'll have to go back. We'll review the previous clan wars and who's taken out Prim and Pun. Knowing that his base design is the same, just removing the nuke ability is just, I don't think it's really going to alter the strategy here if you're going to go after spiders and then kind of chew through the base and try and get a nice good breach down here in the middle. So after you drop the spider, I think you'll have 1 or 2 airstrikes left. So I might hold that in my pocket and save it for like when the bunkers deploy, or maybe some heroes if they start to cause some problems with the deployment of troops. So we'll see. I'm trying to think of some kiting strategies with this. If you wanted to, you could obviously kite the special bunker and then drop a ranged unit like way out here. And actually, I would probably go for a unit that does not hit very hard. And the reason why is because this is a blind spot, so it will go uncontested. So actually, I would use your machete fighter because you want the unit to last as long as possible to be able to kite this other special bunker over here on the left hand side into AoE range when you drop your airstrike. So don't use a unit that hits very hard because this lab doesn't have a lot of health. It only has 700. So if your heroes are two-shotting it, then the next thing it's going to do is going to move inward, and then you're running the risk of spawning the clan HQ. So gauge it. You might want to roll with I think it's Bouncer, maybe him, or Heroic Machete Fighter, but deploy him way over here so he doesn't aggro inadvertently the clan HQ. And also be wary because if there's heroes patrolling and they attack, then it will gen aggro on the Machete Fighter. So, anywho, let's go to the next base. Next guy is Dan. I'm not as familiar with this base, and obviously we're going to want to drop the repair depot, so we're going after this spider. So 4225, so that's probably another 4500 overall. I don't know if he has defensive. Yes, he does. And anytime you see this pattern, by the way, 3 gold and 2 silver, it's almost always building 10% and walls or damage versus ground because the gun damage is golden. So one of these will probably be spider or max spider. Another will be building wall 10%. The last one could be, say, gun damage. Those are the common themes I've seen. Judging his bunkers, he is vulnerable. So you could obviously aggro the special bunker, and then you can kite him into airstrike range over here. The one in the south, similarly. And the one over here. Yeah, the bunkers are very, very vulnerable. So if you have enough time, because it takes time to do this, and you're actually sacrificing some of the heroes that might be able to help you out. But if you pick crappy heroes, I would rather drop the units that are spawned from a special bunker than to hang on to my heroic machete fighter. I don't care if it's maxed out. So after you drop the repair depot, I would drop the subsequent airstrikes right around here. So you could take out the Ion, Clan HQ, and the other spider gun. You should be able to do it because the shield generator is going to drop. It's 2200. Then you're going to go after this guy, so you're probably going to want to try and deploy from like the northeast. Bring plenty of bombs, obviously. Those walls are maxed out for about 50% of the base, and the other ones are also level 12. So we'll see how he goes. Their top 4 are very, very formidable. Even Griffin. I think Griffin's my mirror, so yeah, here he is. And I think I've dropped him before, but of course everything changes now that they've taken Nuke out. They should have done it a long time ago, but well, it happens. So with Griffin, the same thing. His bunkers are like way down here, so I can tell you what I plan to do, and hopefully I can do I am going to try. I'm gonna have to probably deal with this special bunker. I'm debating about. So the thing with Griffin is his repair depot's down here, so I want to drop that and hit this spider gun. The challenge is the spider gun's probably going to have a lot of HP. Actually, it doesn't. That's quite remarkable. So I will probably end up spawning this bunker, kiting him up north up here with a throwaway unit, and then I'll airstrike, take out the repair depot, and maybe after the repair depot's dropped, I'm probably going to drop airstrikes here so I can get collateral damage on the ion, which I'm certain is going to be still left standing. So the other thing I was thinking about is with all of these guys right here and triangulating, I was considering about dropping one of those workers and spawning all three and then kiting them down south. And then when they get to about here where I've got to drop the repair depot, or even closer, probably when they get closer to the special bunker, I was just going to maybe throw a bomb and then airstrike and take out all four bunkers with one airstrike in the repair depot. I'd be okay with that. So, I don't know. We'll see. I have to sacrifice a vortex in order to pull that off, but I'll take a vortex if I could drop all bunker units. Next, of course, is the infamous Vincent Vega. A very good base, obviously. He's one that we've had problems with in the past. He's got the temporary special monument, so that's increased gun damage 10%, and then your guess is as good as mine. So this will probably be a base that we need to line up either Dunk or Tro or somebody, because we're going to probably go back to previous replays and mirror that strategy. So I can't say much about this base other than obviously it's good. I'm searching for the repair depot. I'm stalling here, kind of looking around. And it's probably right in front of me. I just haven't quite narrowed it up. There it is. Okay. So conveniently, it's next to Spider, which is good. I'm looking for opportunities that I might be able to kite the bunker units, but they are in probably too far for us to even risk any bombs. So I probably wouldn't even worry about it. You might get lucky with 2 bombs and getting the special bunker and then kiting them up north into this area. Fortunately, he's got the special bunker over here, but I think it's over 2k HP. Oh no, it's a little under. Still would require 3 airstrikes to pull off, and if I had to choose, I'd probably rather have my airstrikes around here to take out the watchtower, cannon, death ray, soften up the defenses. And then obviously you get to be going after the spider down here, so be a couple bombs and troops. So we will see. This is a base that I think we are going to want to use a probe team and map out his traps, because he's got enough spacing here. We can reasonably ascertain that these are probably where a lot of def drones are and stuff like that, but we need to identify where the air torpedoes are, where the vacuum is. Vacuum can derail everything. Also the big bada booms, because they can hit really hard too. So that is really important. Intelligence is important. Next base up is Prince's base. This is a pretty cookie cutter standard strat, north, south, east, west on spider ions. He's got bunkers in the middle. There's no way we're going to gen aggro unless we drop a worker. I might actually consider that. I think you should drop a worker right on the command center, right here, so that these bunkers all gen aggro, and you can, because they're all well within range. You're going to drop them right here so that they go on the worker, and so that they're well within range of the repair depot, and drop 1 airstrike, probably like right here, because the goal is to hit repair depot, spider, flame tower, watchtower, soften up the death ray a little bit, and then subsequent airstrikes kind of have a crescent attack, if you will, so that you're spreading the damage around on this edge. And then you're going to go after this spider over here. You might be wondering, why am I going after spiders instead of ions? Ions got nerfed, and I think everybody knows this. I mean, they still hit, but they don't do nearly the damage that they did against vortex units and ions. So that is the reason why. But I found success with it. Some people, they like to go after ions, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. We got some really smart players, so don't feel like this is obligatory or binding. Next is Puns, another familiar base that we've seen before. His monuments are over here. They're the same as I think it was Vega's, where he had the temporary special defense monument. So it may not be the case. It might be the mind control monument. I don't know. Still searching for the repair depot, looking somewhere in the middle. Having a hard time finding it. I don't know why that is. It's probably because it's really late. Um, okay, well, wherever the repair depot is where you want to airstrike first. If for whatever reason he doesn't have one, and I don't believe that, I think everybody has them. I think it's available in the market. Um, that's obviously where your first airstrike is going to go. If he actually does not have one, which I'm kind of dumbfounded, this has me confused. I think he's got it hidden really well somewhere. Some people can do that. They would do that trick too with the flags. By the way, they would drop the flag like on. So they would pick a flag close to this color scheme. So it'd be a flag that had like orange and blue and red or whatever. And some people would actually forget that there's an ion behind it. So that was actually kind of a cute, clever trick. So anyway, now I see the repair depot. So you can basically pick any arbitrary spider gun and go after it. This one's got 4,000 HP. This one probably has the same. Yeah, so sorry, my cat just jumped up. So if you hear her whining, that's what she's doing. Yeah, you can pick and choose. It looks like a very symmetric base. So just like in the previous bases, try and get as much collateral damage around this spider gun. So feather it out. You got to make sure you take out the shield generator. Don't forget that. So that's going to take 3 hits. So make sure that at least 3 of your hits are concentrated around here, and then maybe 1 or 2 up here. I do believe it might be close enough to hit both the Ion and Spider. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it should. So that is an option if you want to consider doing that. And similarly on the other side. He does have another Ion station, but it's only level 2, so it's pretty negligible. Moving on is Skeeter. Uh, Not as concerned as Ions. They're level 2. I'm really not going to spend a lot of time on this base. So this one will be very easily doable. So let's move on to the next, and I'll probably call it a night. I just wanted to cover the big one. Kingfish, yeah, he's got a good one. So we're going to drop airstrikes right around. It's going to be right here on this death ray. And the goal is to knock out the repair depot and then see if he can get the spider and the clan HQ. I hate doing the Pythagorean theorem on this because it's so hard to get it to be precise. I'd probably go conservative on this and just drop the repair depot and then scatter your damage around the spider gun. See if you can take it down. It's going to be 4,500, and you're going to need at least 3 of them to hit the shield generator. So yeah, the clan HQ is going to be left standing. So you might also want to maybe try the other idea of going after this spider, but I too think that that's a little bit of a stretch. It's kind of gutsy. So alternatively, last strat is screw the spiders and take out clan HQ, which has a Colossus sitting in it, that which might disrupt your attack strategy. You can go after Ion, Clan HQ, and try and get some collateral damage on these cannons up here, as well as the watchtower, and maybe get lucky a little bit and soften up the spider gun. So give you some options there to consider. I think that's going to wrap it up on the CC-11s. This might be the last one. So repair depots here, drop airstrikes right on this death ray. You should be able to get both spider and Ion. If not, go conservative, stick to the spider because this one is a pretty soft target. It's only 3,500, so you should drop within 5 airstrikes. It definitely won't drop in 4 unless you get like super lucky. Tell you what, if it's 4 airstrikes and it's right on the edge, use a corrosion and finish it off, because I would rather you save the other 2 airstrikes for like right here. This would be a great cluster. You could probably knock out every single one of these units right here. Let me check the cannon. Cannon HP 1300 times 1.3 is roughly, I don't know, 350, 1650, give or take. Yeah, so the cannons will be left standing. The watchtowers will not. The mortars will not. The Jerichos should be left standing. Actually, they won't be. So I think that about wraps it up. I'm not going to do the 10s or the 9s or the 8s or whoever. I actually think they have a 7 in here. Let me just, since I came this far. Nicholas, or I think Prince owns it right now. Forgot his defensive monuments, and so did I because I missed it by 3 minutes. I was distracted, so bad on me. So yeah, they got an 8. All right, so that about wraps it up. So good luck. If you have questions, let us know. I'm going to be unavailable for the first 8 hours of war. I've already communicated this, so please follow the directions of the officers, the other colonels. They know what to do. And hey, let's have some fun. All right. I'll see you guys soon.